What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is a beautiful day here in Kansas City. It is like 75 degrees. I'm driving over to my friend's house, so I thought it'd be a good time to take a little video and check in with y'all. Let's get a little air conditioner going here. Well, everything's going well. The car's driving fine, no issues, close to hitting 14,000 miles. And in June, I would have had this car for exactly 2 whole years, which seems pretty crazy because it feels like I just got it the other day. Well, I guess she wants me to pass her. But yeah, I'm thinking the next thing I'm gonna do on this car is definitely get HON data. The question though, should I ship my ECU out, not have my car for about a week and have to use my scooter to get to both my jobs? Or in June, there is the jailbreak tour. Close to me, I could drive either to Chicago or Dallas, Texas. And each way is about 8 hours. So I could easily just take off work on the weekend and go up there and do that. And I like the idea, besides it being a road trip, getting out of Kansas, seeing something new, it's getting it done, it's gonna get done right. I won't have the potential to like lose my ECU or, you know, you could call that downturn, not having the, you know, having to drive 2 days to get all that done, but I think that could be fun. And my friend might come with me, so we would make a road trip out of it and see if there's anything particularly fun to do in either Chicago or Texas. But that tour is in June, so I've got, you know, it's April right now, so I got about 2 months to decide. Other than that, I don't really have anything planned for the car right now. I had a big tax bill this year because my part-time job wasn't taking enough money out, so I'd like to put a dent in that before I order anything else. And hopefully if the market gets a little bit better, I can just pull money out of my investment account. But this would be the worst time ever to take it out right now with how the market's down a little bit. But it's up a little bit compared to what it was just a few weeks ago, so. Let's see what we're doing here. Got somebody in front of me, so we can't drive too aggressively, but definitely these warmer temperatures makes the engine run a lot warmer. I'm missing those cool days where the turbo just loves it. When I drive on the highway, I love using these safety at ease type add-ons to the car that just make the car super chill to drive on the long journey wherever you're going. So let's say I get HON data and I have that sometime in June. What would be the next step? Would it be intake? Would it be downpipe? Would it be intercooler? And I think there's charge pipes. There's quite a bit I still need to research and decide, but I think I'd like to go with what's going to give the biggest bang for its buck, and I think that's a downpipe after HON data. I'm not sure. The intercooler could be nice too. I think that would probably maybe be the second thing I'd get after, like a downpipe. Now I'm still running the factory exhaust. I do have a front resonator delete, so it has a little bit more noise. It's loudness wise, it's similar to like what a stock Type S sounds like. It definitely opens up the how amazing this car sounds having the resonator deleted, because the Integra Type S doesn't have a front resonator. You guys can see we're going like 40-45 miles per hour and there's zero drone. I currently also have the valve stuck all the way open all the time. But yeah, I don't know how many of you guys have taken your car on like a long road trip, but this car, and even the FK8 were great on the road for a long road trip. Comfortable, good gas mileage, not too loud in the interior, and the safety, lane keep assist, all that just takes away a lot of the wear and tear on your body and your mind as you're consistently trying to keep the car straight. Doing pretty good on gas mileage this tank. We hit almost 26 mpg, so not too shabby. And I live about 6 miles from work, so it's like my car doesn't get a lot of drive time in between those two spots. So, because I feel like the FL5 over the FK8, it takes longer to warm up and to get proper similar gas mileage. And that could also maybe be the tires, but because I know they're a little wider on this one than compared to the FK8. All right, let's see where we're at here with engine temperatures. 177 and 186. Intake is at 116, which is interesting because as soon as you get on the gas, it's like it's sucking more air in, and the intake drops considerably. Now we're at 118, 116, 114, 113, 111, 109. It's like suck that air in. People need a sidewalk out here. We're taking the scenic route on the way to my friend's house. On the way home, I'll take the highway. We'll definitely have some fun there. Let's see what kind of gas mileage we're getting here. We just hit 27 mpg for this current drive so far. Not bad at all. For those that have the FK8, I had some issues with the head unit working properly. Sometimes it would shut off and then it would turn back on, but then, let's see, I couldn't use like some of the features, like maybe the air conditioner, just certain features wouldn't work until I killed the car and turned it back on. This I've had no issues with. Every once in a while it takes a little while for it to connect, but I feel like they fixed that with the last update. But yeah, this works really, really well. I'm very happy with this entertainment system, especially on a car I plan to keep for a long time. Then I think once this car's paid off, I'm gonna buy me a second car to drive in the winter. Probably go with like a Honda hybrid, because I had one before and I like the challenge of trying to get good gas mileage. On my last Honda hybrid, some of my best trips were about 70 miles to the gallon. And that was in city driving, just trying to maximize it all potential possibilities of every single stop. And I think it was only rated for 55 in the city, so I was pretty amazed hitting pretty much 70. I think 69, 68, I might have hit 70 once in, you know, somewhat perfect conditions. I think I'm gonna do a content video on my probably favorite mods that I've done on my car so far, even though I've only done, you know, 8 or 9. Some of them are just simple things like having some last fit all season weather mats that actually cover the dead pedal, because it gets a little gross here in Kansas in the winter with a lot of snow and stuff like that. So let's see if we can get some exhaust noises for you guys here. Slow on the shift there. I'm currently driving on the 19-inch stock wheels and tires. Luckily the roads out here are pretty good where I live, so heck, right now we're in individual mode and I have the suspension on sport and it's not too shabby. I'd be kind of curious to see what it's like to have the Type S dampening module in the car. But luckily the roads are pretty chill out here, so. I'd probably say my two favorite things I've done to the car is add noise to it. So the front resonator delete and the valve open. And I really like the carbon fiber wing, being more functional, having this nice look, matching the carbon fiber I have here and the rest of the factory carbon fiber, which like the door stills I don't have yet. I also like how with this carbon fiber wing, you can literally see it in the car. As a driver, it's just at the very, very top. And I like that, whereas the factory wing, it's pretty much, you just can't see it from the driver's perspective. I mean, under normal looking conditions, you know, driving, not looking for it. Whereas this just kind of sits about an inch on the top. It's nice. But yeah, I drive in comfort mode quite a bit of the time, especially when I'm in a cruising state. I like the gauges a little bit better. Let's see. Obviously, we need to put 91 in this car, but I've recently started putting 93 in because I have access to it and it's close to my house. So that's cool, especially for when I get Honda. I'm gonna run a 93 tune. I think that gives about 50 wheel horsepower and 50 foot-pounds of torque. So that would be nice. And then considering I'm basically stock, you know, throw a downpipe in, there's maybe, you know, 10 to 20 more horsepower. So you'd be setting at maybe 370, 380 wheel horsepower, or I'm sorry, crank. That'd be pretty nice. And I'd be curious, I know with Honda in the Flash tune, there's 3 levels of pops and bangs, and I'd probably do what the Type S sounds like, because that sounds like it's perfect to me, but I'd also be curious to see what the next level is. Because again, there's 3 levels, and the 3rd level is supposed to be pretty ridiculous. Maybe it would have been more fun when I was a teenager, but I'm not trying to draw attention to myself for the most part. It's almost 2 years with this Alcantara steering wheel and still feels really good and looks good. Just got to clean it every few months. I watched a whole bunch of videos, and one of the best ones, the guy just gets some real basic soap, some water, and just really goes to town on it, and then lets the thing dry, and then afterwards it just feels really, really good. I mean, it feels good now, but it'll feel a little drier. We've got a little bit of a hill here. Let's see what our gas mileage is at. We're at 28.2 on gas mileage, not bad at all. I also need to go to Honda and have them do the steering rack recall. I should have done that last week when I was on vacation, but I was slacking a little bit. I mean, I didn't know they had to pull the wheels off to do that, and at the time I had my 18-inch Titan 7 wheels, and the wheel lock key was at home, so those wheels aren't getting taken off, so probably get that done soon. Yeah, with this resonator delete in the front, it's like you can only really hear the car when you get on it. Other than that, it's super quiet, which I like. And then if I wanted it even more quiet, running the valve would make a huge difference. And I remember when I got the exhaust done and the valve was still in the factory setting, it would be like, I'd be on the car's gas, and then all of a sudden it would be like, why'd the exhaust just die? It should still be droning for a second. So it's just kind of a weird experience having your first car with like a valved exhaust. Yep, close to 14,000. We are currently at 13,900. I hope I can somehow pull 200,000 miles out of this car in the next 20-25 years. That'd be great. I'd love to keep it in perfect shape. That'll definitely help when I get a second car, possibly at the end of the year. More likely when the car's paid off. I have about anywhere from 2 to 3 years left, depending on if I make a big lump payment at the end. so we will see. And I'm calculating, I'm probably about 2, maybe 3 months away from being monetized. So even if I pull in just a few $100 extra a month from that, that will help afford me a second vehicle for the winter and when the weather's kind of crappy or there's hail warnings. And the last year or two, when we had that kind of weather, I would look at the hourly rate and then try to decide if I should ride my scooter to work, because I live really close to work. So that was kind of fun to do in the mornings too. On a hot day, my car is in the garage, not baking. All right, we are 3 minutes away. Well, I'm having me a nice juicy Kansas City strip tonight. I'm gonna cook that on the grill. I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of gorgonzola cheese on top. So if you guys have not had gorgonzola cheese on your steak, you need to try it. It's something they do in Italy, and it is just amazing. I got the idea from working at this Italian restaurant many years ago. And I recently incorporated the gorgonzola cheese in our family steak dinners. And man, I'm telling you guys, it's just next level. The contrast in flavor, it's perfect. And it's pretty cheap too. You can get it like Walmart or any grocery store. It's just called gorgonzola cheese with a G. Beautiful day, warming up. 77 degrees still. I'm sure it's a little hotter. Nope, still about the same on the temp. Yeah, I'm ready for this wind to be over in Kansas. It's just been so windy lately. I do have a dead cat coming in the mail this weekend to try it on my GoPro, so that should help with a little bit of the wind noise and stuff like that. And I even have a new GoPro mount, like a suction cup style, like kind of a longer one, coming in the mail, so that'll be kind of fun to play with and try to get some new angles and capture the exhaust a little differently. All right, we're gonna go comfort here because the road's a little rough. All right, let's get back to AC. So even here, speed limit's 32. Oh, let's just set the cruise control now. I mean, it makes it super easy and efficient. I mean, can't go wrong. But this is where it slows down to 20. It's like, oh, I need to be in third gear, it looks like. All right, guys, thank you for watching. There's